Hi, this is Dodger and you're watching my show. How was your Tuesday? Mine went great. We did the very first manga pod and it went fantastic considering that it was our first one and we had like no technical issues. It was great. Really, the biggest issue that we did have was at the very end when Aaron could not figure out how to turn off the stream. But I think that the discussion was good. The four of us bounce off of each other really well and we all appreciate very different things in manga, so I think that it's good. I'm really excited about it. If you love manga and you want to join us, next week we're going to be reading Old Boy volumes 1 through 4. I don't know what chapter numbers those are, but I think that you can look it up pretty easily. We're going to be doing all of Old Boy because there are 8 volumes, so we're going to read 4 and then 4 again. So it should be good. But for gaming news, something that I find very exciting, Deadpool has a release date. It's not like technically a release date, it's gonna be out in summer. It's good enough! I'm excited! You can pre-order now at deadpoolgame.com. Ever since that original trailer came out, I've been so excited for this game. And I feel like I haven't really heard anything else about it since the trailer. I remember scrounging the website for a while and just being like, ah, Deadpool, I'm so excited, ah! But now we know around when to expect it, and that's great, considering that recently, it feels like all of these games have taken like, you know, 5 or 6 or more years and then been disappointments. I'm totally fine with a quick turnover, given how great that trailer was. Don't let me down. Now, if you want some drama, apparently Valve let go about 25 people in their team. Now, 25 is an approximation. We don't know the exact number. There was a public tweet by one of their employees being like, yo, I was fired. But it sounds like it's specifically people who were working on Android stuff and like peripherals for TV sort of things, not anything having to do with Steam or anything having to do with Valve games at all. But it's interesting. Why would Valve be ridding themselves of these people, I wonder? Is it because they've finished a project and no longer need them? In which case, shouldn't they have outlined that in their contract rather than firing them to say, yo, when this project's done, you gotta leave? I don't know, it's interesting, but it seems like the most likely thing is that they were working on something that they decided wasn't gonna work. And so they said, alright, well, sorry, but we don't really need you anymore. Now, some of you will remember, I think it was last week, talking about Age of Wonders 3 and how there was a mysterious benefactor who was helping to produce this game. No one knew. Turns out, it was Notch of Minecraft fame. Now, this is really good for the guys making Age of Wonders because it turns out that Notch was just like, you know what? I love this franchise. I want to see it made, so here's some fliff. He doesn't want to have any rights to it. He doesn't want to tell them what to do. He just flew them some money and then they said, dope, and now they're making a game, which it's interesting because I'm wondering whether or not that's going to become more common or if this is an anomaly. Are we going to reach this interesting point where game developers are constantly helping each other out to create whatever games they want to make rather than even involving publishers? It's really interesting to me. I think that the way that game development has been changing over the last couple of years is so fascinating. We're seeing a lot more games that are what people are actually interested in making, which is so great, it's so refreshing. Even though, you know, there are little poops. There are little poops here and there where you go, what was that? Why did you even make that? I realize that poop is like part of your biology and you don't really have a choice of whether or not to make it, so that was a really bad metaphor, but they're poops. Some of these games are poops. As a final bit of news, any of you who have been interested in Project Awakened, it is a game where you have a little person and you get to customize what sort of powers they have, and then you play through the game and interact with all of the baddies and whatnot. It's a Kickstarter right now, and some people have wanted to see what their money is going towards. So they put together a video that is all of the abilities that they've really hammered out. It's so cool. I don't even care that they didn't polish it up. There's some people that are all butthurt that, you know, it looks like a prototype of something, which it is. But it's literally just to be like, look, this is the sort of thing that we're hoping you'll be able to do. Another complaint on this video is that there's an obvious scale of abilities. So they show things that don't affect the baddies as much, and then they're showing things that really affect everything, like nuclear weapons versus, you know, an electric shock, which are very, very different in terms of how much they affect. But I think it would have been really boring if they had just been like, oh look, here are some of the abilities they never get better than this, is what it would have implied, right? So showing us some of the smaller things and a couple of the bigger things I think is really cool. Makes sense. If you're interested in that Kickstarter, I will link you in the description as well as link you to the video because I think that the video is super dope and I really enjoyed watching it. But anywho, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you want to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel. But otherwise, I hope that you are having an amazing day and I will talk to you again on Friday. Bye-bye! Mwah! They're poops. Some of these games are poops.